Hello, Internet, and welcome to A1881 F1. I am here today to bring you Season 7, Round Number 1 here at the Bahrain GP. I'll be your host, Lone Georgie. Just want to let everyone know, though, that even though I'm streaming, this race will be streamed in silence for Q1, maybe part of Q2, whilst I go and eat. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit late tonight. So, yeah. Now I'm in, I'll chuck it in the broadcast links. There we go. Say that we are go. But yeah, so Q1, I won't be here. But from Q2, maybe halfway through Q2, possibly even Q3 onwards, we'll have full commentary, as per usual. I'll explain all the new teams and stuff. In fact, you can see them here in their glory. But we're starting off from the first round. I'm so glad to be back. Didn't know if I was going to be able to, I'll be honest. I was really worried that I wouldn't be able to commentate again. But on the bright side, we're here, we are ready and raring to go. Session starting in 26 seconds. So I've got that time just to say I hope you will enjoy. Q1 again may not be perfect. You may not be able to see any action, but I do apologise as I'm not here. So without further ado, enjoy, and I'll be back for you all at some point in Q2. Take care, and yeah, good luck. Do excuse the fact that I was gone for so long. We are back in business, ladies and gentlemen. Now, quite a while's left back on the clock. Welcome back to the stream, anyone who was gone. I'll just let them know on the Discord that I'm back properly commentating for now. Back from dinner. Stuffed it down. No bueno, por favor. Anyways. Currently, Andrew is in P1. A very solid lap time. We're on board with Haggans, who's on the mediums. PS Kyon, just starting a flying lap 2. I'll quickly say, in the general, I'm back from eating, and we can properly start the commentary. Anyway, Kyon with a purple sector 1. Obviously, in the Ferrari this year, Kyon will be hoping to get a much better result than he did last season. Good car choice for him. I definitely think he's going to be one of the strong title contenders this year. Obviously, without seeing the Q1 results, I can't exactly confirm that. Nonetheless, I'm hoping for the best for Kyon. Obviously, Andrew in P1, which is a very big surprise, especially in the Alpine. But then again, last season, both Alpine drivers were bloody brilliant. I say Alpine, I can't actually tell the colours. It might be Williams, and I'm an idiot. Nope, it is Alpine. It's in fact Gordon who's in the Williams. My apologies for that. But anyway, Kyon coming through, it'll be a 1:30.1, and that is P3. 2 tenths behind Legendary Go, and 6 tenths behind Andrew. We got a 1:30. Nope, he did not get a lap time because I don't know why. Why are the laps not working? I'm so confused. This is why you don't do commentary on a full stomach. This is why. This is... I mean, it could be worse, to be fair. I could be a Manchester United fan. Anyways, we're going to keep alive with Dan, as you can see, coming through to the S. Well, what I'd call a very odd S. The auto spin curve on the right, obviously we've seen that happen many times before. Everyone in on the softs, so actually, currently, the best lap time for Altan and Haggans is the mediums. Kyon has retired, hoping to get into that top 10 with that time. Most people in the 1:31s, so I doubt he will be beaten. But Dan's going to come through and possibly get pole here, is it? No, it's not. It's P5. Little ways off Andrew's lap time, which I can't read because it's in purple. And I can't read now because there's someone on the screen. 1:29.5. Yeah. Andrew may genuinely be a threat this year. Apparently Altan's on a 5-minute lap time, question mark. I don't think that's very realistic, but nonetheless. You do you, McLaren. You do you. That was 1:31.2. And that puts him just in front of Tan, P7. Lovely stuff there from Altan. Now there's obviously an 8/10 gap between eBird and Altan, so this could be where Kingdom, possibly even Gordon and that Williams, or Haggans get out there. And obviously Haggans was on the mediums, so his 1:31.3 is more likely to be a 1:30.7, maybe .6 if his lap wasn't good enough. Raleigh as well on a lap, on a flying lap in fact. His teammate Altan just behind him there, as we can see. eBird has retired. P6, that is probably as safe as he's going to get it for a while. I think if he's retired, Kyon has nothing to worry about. Altan moves out the way for his teammate. His lap is ended. Kajako is starting just about to start a flyer. Kingdom as well, I believe, also about to start a flying lap. I actually can't tell who's on for a lap and who's not here. But Altan has just set a purple sector 2. The yellow flags in sector 1, and that may be the alpha there of Tan. Nope. I guess it was, sorry, Tan. Meanwhile, Altan here riding through, and it's going to be a 129.8 Altan in the McLaren P2. That is a bloody beautiful lap time. Who's going to be next through it? Will be it'll be a Twinkle. Nope, he's on an outlap still. But for some reason it doesn't explain that people are on outlaps. So who will be the next man through? It will. Oh, Rothen's Spinala. Spin. He just decided he was going to spin himself right round like a record, baby. Meanwhile, Dan has retired. So that's P5, 6, and 7, all banking on their lap times. If I was any of them, I would not be happy with those. Rothmans has been disqualified. Oh. Mr. McCann and Rothmans both out of this session. Out of a 5-place penalty. Oh. And Tan's come through 154. That's not a lap time you want to see. What is going on? The Kingdom apparently 147. I am confused as to what people are doing in this race. Gordon with sparks flying everywhere. That Williams looking about as safe as it does in real life, but that's P7 for him. Only 2 seconds left. That will be him more or less done. Kajako's done as well. He's not going to improve his lap time. Rolle maybe just starting a lap. Tan also on a flyer, as we can assume. Kingdom on a lap. Haggans is midway through one as well. And a Twinkle, unfortunately, I do not believe is on one. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a ride with Rolle for the rest of this quali session. Dear Lord, that was awful. Oh my gosh. We're not going to talk about that joke. But Andrew looks like he's to be taking P1. Altan P2, Legendary Goat P3 coming into Q2. Keown, Dan and eBird hopefully taking 4th, 5th and 6th. But we could have a interesting upset here. Rolle looks like he could possibly even improve on his time. Gordon obviously moving out of the way, so Gordon will not be improving. That's P7 for Gordon. Unless others improve. Altan retiring, that's fine, we're expecting that. Also retiring in the pits. Tan is done, and so is a Twinkle. They're taking 11th and 13th. Kingdom's done. Kingdom in P7, 130.5. Haggins is done. He's in the pits. Altan into the pits as well. Kajako in the pits. Gordon in the pits. That is Q2 sorted. Rolle survives by a 10th. That is a very crucial 10th. Gordon in as well. So many people in those 130s. Gordon 5/10ths behind Kingdom, obviously in that Mercedes. And now we will wait for everyone in the pits, to finally get into their garages. And just checking if anyone's around. Is my audio good enough? If it's not, we can sort that out. Apparently Rothman's got beached. And Altan tried to push him. What is this? But Altan with a 5-second penalty, we know that. I was looking at the Discord there. Legendary Goat and Keown third and fourth for America there, and Kingdom in P7. But yeah, we can't let the Americans do well, lads. What are we playing at? Luckily, we got Andrew Tate in P1. But anyway, it's gonna be interesting. Like, these are the Q1, the Q2 times. Mr. McCann's back, but I'm really not sure how we're gonna go through into Q3. I'm expecting an Andrew win. I think he's got this in the bag in terms of getting pole. But the question is, after his pole, who's trying P2? It's obviously all time a 5 second penalty, 5 place penalty, sorry. That's going to put him even further down the grid order. So he could be starting at highest P6. Obviously, if you're first, you're second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, that's 5. Whereas, you know, in the worst case scenario, he could be starting as low as P15. eBird is the first man out, so that's the man we will be taking our journey with. I'm very, very interested into seeing what will happen today. As eBird going left to right across the track, warming those tyres up. The lovely soft tyres for the Haas. But everyone out on the softs as well. It's going to be an interesting one. I'll just let people know. We're waiting for eBird to set a lap, or at least start his main flying lap anyway. I hope that's them taken care of. But eBird starting his flyer right here, right now. First man out on track, he will not be bothered by anyone. In fact, most drivers are in the third sector apart from those 4. Just in the second DRS section. Or third, sorry, third. But eBird coming up to the highest point of the track. Now down into some slippery left-right turns. Left, right, and the downhill left is hard to get right. And in fact, I don't believe that was too right, sadly for eBird. This may just have to be a banker lap, as it's not looking good for him. No offense, eBird, but that didn't look too comfortable. A good exit though, onto the back straight. This is where most of your time is won and lost. Getting a good entrance. And then not going too wide, cutting in to the inside. Staying well off that curb. And only slightly dipping your toe. Oh, that's your toes, dipping your wheel onto the outside curbs as well. eBird straight down to the final corner onto the back straight. It's good, it's quick. Will he be able to set a good time here? It's going to be in the 130s. It's a 131. Never mind, 131, not 130s. As you'll move further back to Legendary Go, who now goes pole 130 dead on. Altan 129.7. Kajako 131.8 as well. Andrews on his flying lap too. There is a McLaren in front of him, I believe. In fact, we don't really need these on. Yeah, that is a McLaren. No slipstream available. Too far away, but Andrew going for it nonetheless. Meanwhile, Danvers in a 130.6. Ebird definitely needing to improve on his lap time if he wants to get anywhere close to Dan's time. 4 tenths is the difference. Meanwhile, Andrew is a 1:29.9, 2 tenths off pole. Gordon did come through with a 1:31.3. And who else did I see? Yeah, Raleigh, 1:31.1 as well. And Keown still in the pits. Kingdom also set a 1:31.0 with only a few thousandths, not even hundredths, a few thousandths above Ebird. So that could be an interesting battle between Kingdom and Ebird for this race if they can keep around about the same pace. Obviously, Ultan being in first though by a good 2 tenths. That is something that is going to be very, very interesting. Kajako into the pits. Oh, it's Kajoko, sorry. Kajoko, not Kajako. Kajoko. Kachiga. I feel like anyone aged between 25 and under will get that. Everyone over that will be like, what the fuck kind of noises are you making, mate? Nobody will get the reference and it's very, very sad. And I'm just going to load the stream up as well. Broadcast links. Here we go. Turn the volume off completely. Just to see what's going on. So we're going to wait till Keown is able to set a lap time. He's currently on his out lap. Everyone else in the pits. Track evolution makes you kind of think that everyone's going to be improving by about a minimum of 3 tenths. Some drivers a lot more, some drivers a lot less. It depends on the mistakes you make, but basic straight line speed is improved quite a bit just by having a better track evolution. And there's a McLaren coming out of the pits. That will be Ultan. So Ultan going to come out and try and improve on his lap time. A bit early, but who's to say he can't? Joining him will be the Red Bull legendary GOAT. The Keown is the man we're focusing on. Ebird's gone. I think I will try and give him an invite real quick. Do I even have it on my friends list? No, I don't seem to. And it's not my job, but I don't want him to lose out. Yeah, it's a good position Ebird could get here, so the least I can do is at least try and find him for invites. No, couldn't find him. And Keown goes back into the pits with 3 minutes 43 left to go. So Keown just took a good practice run there. Raleigh also on his outlap, but Andrew also on an outlap. But Ultan's about to start his flyer. Personally, I like to go out at, well, if it's Bahrain, you'd want to get out on the 2-minute mark. So, you leave the garage at 2:15. That way you can have about a 30-second buffer between, when you want to actually start your lap and when the quali session finishes. So I think Ultan going out a little bit early. Oh, well, I was about to say it could be detrimental to him, but I think that spin that's been maybe a bit detrimental to him as well. And Melon, thank you for that. I will have a nice stream. These guys will put on some great racing, I'm assured. Anyway, we'll follow on to Legendary Goat, because he is a legendary goat. As that's a purple Sector 1 for the American in the Red Bull. Is this stop speed? And this season, he very well just... Well, he very well just might be. How are you? Oh, I'm good, thank you. I am doing very well. How are you as well? I think that matters a lot. We'll make sure our viewers are doing well. Hope they're enjoying the stream so far. And there's only 150 left to go. Legendary Goat about to cross the Sector 2 line. And 0.7 sec... 0.7 seconds. Ooh. That is going to be spicy. He's going to set at 129.3. Guaranteed. If he just keeps the same as Sector 3. But he could improve this even more. This could be in the 128s here. Oh, and it's just not 129.1 from the Red Bull of Legendary Goat. Meanwhile, Andrew's got a Williams right behind him. I don't know if Andrew's messed up. In fact, I believe he might have, as he's letting Gordon go through. Rolly starting a lap as well. Kingdom and Dan together on a lap. I think Kingdom may just be the slower driver here, but in terms of their on-track place, that he's gaining time due to how close they are, and he's gaining that slipstream, which is amazing for him. And in fact, you can see it like improving by 7/10. Kingdom very well may just get P4 here. Entry back into the pit. E-Bird back in the pits. So that's a 131.0. There goes off Dan as he lets Kingdom go through. Kingdom up to P4 now. Dan into the pits. Dan's 20 is over. His teammate has beaten him. Andrew on a flying lap as well. I missed that last message. I don't know what it said. There's not a way for me to actually see that, is there? No, there's... Is there? No, there's not. My apologies. Rolly coming through. Is he... No, he's not. As Legendary goes into the pits. Rolly, unfortunately, won't be improving his lap. Keown, on the other hand, will be, and that is P2 for P2 Keown. Kajoko up a second already, that's great for him. As we know, Kingdom's done with his lap. Kajoko up a second, this could get him anywhere up to P5, and in fact, it will get him P7, just behind the Mercedes, but in front of E-Bird. Gordon being the last man to set a lap, and he will be into the pits as well. Keown is on fire, I do agree. Literally, that Ferrari is on fire, somebody put it out. And Andrew coming home with a respectable 130, but unfortunately not good enough to improve his time, as Kingdom up 8 seconds is pretty much done with his lap. And we will have a full American front line of Goat and Keown. I am Lone Georgie. That's my name. And that's my PSN as well. Thanks for asking. Sorry, that was just a very random question. Didn't expect it, kind of just came out of nowhere. But yeah. Now you know. Usually say at the start of every stream, but today didn't have too much time. But yeah, nice to meet you as well, thank you. Anyway, Keown in P1. Legendary Goat in P1, Keown in P2. 4 tenths behind. That Red Bull and Ferrari lineup is going to be fun, just like the real F1. Altan P3 in the McLaren, Alpine P4 with Andrew and this Mercedes languishing in a place they're used to by now, P5 and P6. 1.2 and 1.4 seconds behind the rest of the pack, 5 tenths behind Andrew. Meanwhile, Kajoko, mere milliseconds behind Dan. Ebird next, about 5 tenths behind Kajoko, with Raleigh, who's got his 5 second penalty, 5 place penalty, and Gordon, who, much like Alexander Albon, will be starting in the top 10. And I very much hope that Ebird got back in. Apparently, Andrew's lap was 4 tenths a 4 tenth improvement, but he got distracted. And what are the pit crew doing? Anyone else seeing this pit crew thing? We have people watching. Just look at the pit crew. Look at them. You can see them all the way down there. I can see as far as McLaren, but you can tell there's more. They're all just. That's freaky, man. That is freaky. I'm not expecting people to go for a two-stop today. I think it's likely that some will try it, yeah. But I think the one-stop, hard to medium, medium to hard, is just so much better. The softs do feel rather crappy on this game, especially around tracks like Bahrain. They'll just die on you with auto spin curbs, so that's pretty much hell on earth. As the finishing lap will start, we've got a full 20 here today, which is going to excite quite a lot of us. But we have Legendary Goat, Andrew, Kingdom, and Dan. Oh, and Altan. Sorry, it's Altan with the 5 place penalty. Must have been, not Raleigh. But Altan and Gordon in the top 10 who are on the hards. Good decisions by the front lot, but I think Keown on the softs will be the big player here. If he can go and get a gap, any early safety car helps him. Meanwhile, outside the top 10, with hards being Haggins, Mr. McCann, Sir Ibo, and Felipe Massa. Why is Felipe Massa here? Anyway, as for the rest of the field, the only other man on softs is Rothens, because why not? Meanwhile, everyone else on the mediums, Kajoko will be the big player in that game, because on his mediums he has the chance to really push these hard runners, and he's kind of got to here. There is a big gap between him and I believe Ebird, or it could be him and Dan, one of the two ways. So what they've got to do is he's got to really force himself to get into that fight, get in between the Mercedes, really just shut them up. Meanwhile, nearest the back of the grid, you've got Rothens on his softs. He's around medium and hard runners, so his goal will have to be to get out that field. His Alpine teammate is in P3, and after, he cannot just sit there and stay P14. He's got to improve. And yes, Altan did get a 5-place grid penalty. The other interesting one may be Massa. Him at the back on the hards, he's doing the long game. I don't think he's planned to make many overtakes with that tyre choice. He's going to play that long game and really just pick up positions when they arise. It's a sound strategy, and it's survival of the fittest. And you can expect a few little errors into turn one, so you may pick up a position or two. Anyway, 5 red lights for A1881, and away we go here at Bahrain. These are not good camera angles. Like, I'm serious, I can't see a thing with these cameras. What? Well, I completely missed the whole of turn one, but basically Keown is into the lead, and Gordian has fallen down the Order Kingdom even further. We completely missed turn one because of the poor camera angles that I cannot change. But Kajoko's into P3. Andrew's P4. Dan and Ebird fighting it out. Rothen's up to P7. That's a beautiful start for the Alpine. And he's going for it on Ebird. Round the outside. That is what you like to see, lap 1. Brilliant move from the Alpine. Looking down the field, Kingdom unfortunately over a second behind. First person to basically drop it completely. But it is Keown leading, and Legendary Goat is out of DRS already. It's not even been 2 sectors of the race. And Rothens is looking at P5. Andrew is out. It's a safety car. Andrew out of the race. Left hand side of the track, spun it completely. And I'm guessing actually there's no safety car, by the fact that there's an overtake about looking to be made here. In fact, there are overtakes at the back here as well. I really can't tell. There's not enough visual cues for that, but nobody's genuinely making moves. I mean, Kingdom realistically could have made it up the inside there, but by the fact that they're all feathering the throttle a little bit, they're not exactly going for it. There's a massive gap here. And whatever that was, it's gone now. I'm assuming it was just a virtual then. Rothen's going in deep. Rolle's overtaken Ebird round the outside. Ebird has been done many, many times today already. Meanwhile, Tan, Mr. McCann making overtakes like they can. I'm just still very interested in this Alpine. This Alpine is the best Alpine of all Alpines, because it's the only Alpine. As there's been something going on. Massa and Kingdom have made contact as they've fallen very, very far back. Kingdom almost 7 seconds, or more like 6.5 now, behind the rest of the pack. Rothens is jostling Legendary Goat for position. He lost so much due to that virtual, and we're going to get a big DRS train here. Kajoko, Legendary Goat, and Keown. Kajoko's through. Keown is not going to be overtaken though into turn 1. Legendary Goat down to P3. A Twinkle has made 2 positions in 1. What an absolute Chad. And there's Tsunami, and a Twinkle's gone. That was merely just a Twinkle. Unfortunately, he is out in P17 now. Meanwhile, the big battle. Yeah, let's still watch Andrew. Oh wait, the big battle is up between P2 and P3. Meanwhile, we've got P8, 9 and 10 all jostling for position. DRS is activated. You'll see the rear wing go on the line. There it is. Beautiful animation here. Gordon not close enough. Unfortunately, Altan also has DRS. Ebird going wide. He's not looking too stable out there. Will Altan make the move out the inside? He does. He's gone for the lunge. He's turned in so quickly as well. Ibo's dropped it somewhere. And here's the second man on the charge. Gordon, P9, even tried to go for the second move there. That's, oh well, Gordon made the mistake. And he's being punished for it. Meanwhile, his teammate Tsunami, here he goes through. eBird's rejoined the session. And Tsunami a little bit too close. Tan, unfortunately, out. And that's a full course virtual. Tsunami, 5-second penalty for a collision. I don't know why. And that's a full safety car. Tan just full on went the whole first corner, I assume. So this no longer plays into Keown's hands. If he pits, he's down the order. If he stays out, those softs are dead. This has very much crippled Keown's whole plan, whole race strategy. And Tsunami down positions as well. I don't know where he's gone. I assume he went off very, very wide. But he's all the way down in P16 with Kingdom just ahead of him. I think Keown has to pit here. That's the only way his race can be saved. And you don't want dead tyres. He has to pit. And he does. Kajoko stays out and will take the lead of the race, which is something I was not expected to say today. Rothmans also pits. So it looks like it will be Kajoko, Goat, Dan, a legendary Goat, Dan, Rolle, Haggans, and then Altan, our top 6. Keown won't be making out in 7th. Gordon takes that position. Many drivers into the pits, in fact. As Keown will come out P8, Rothmans P9, but only just. A Twinkle tried to get that so much, you can tell. And who was the other man who else was coming into the pits? Basically everyone down here. Tsunami for a wing change and gets his penalties as well. Oh, nope. His car just disappeared. His car literally disappeared. But with this full safety car, it means the medium runners now expecting to go even further on their lap times. You know, they'll be setting high lap times into the late teens, I'd say. So, lap 15, 16, maybe even pushing 18 or 19. Medium to soft may be possible if you're good at keeping your tyres. Now, I don't know about many people here, but I know Kajoko definitely has that capability to keep his tyres. If we get a safety car under the softs, or in that soft period, he'll be perfect. And softs near 7 to 8 laps, I'd say. So, maybe? You pit lap 21. You're pretty much golden. But that's if the mediums can last that long as well. Obviously, hard to soft is quite easy. Tan, unfortunately, having to leave the session. eBird into the pits. After a mere lap on mediums. I don't know why he's pitting. Is there wing damage? Yes, he had wing damage. Okay. He's on to 4-lap old mediums. Aye. As Tsunami takes P17 for free. I think it's about time to stop and have a drinks break. 6 laps gone. 23 left to go. First safety car over and done with. Commentator's curse. Obviously got Andrew, hence why he's out. Don't worry, my friend, you've got a race next Friday. I do love opening up Discord, and the first thing I see is someone calling someone else some very indecent words. Luckily, A1181. A1181. Oh, George, get the name right. A1881 is nothing like that. But anyway, my rambling aside, the safety car is in this lap, and we can see the drivers all bunched up here. In fact, you could almost see every single one. There's a yellow flag. It's E-Bird. E-Bird just did E-Bird things. I mean, this is a little bit ridiculous. Is that him going? That was a little bit ridiculous, I must admit, for a race restart from Kajoko, but there goes Altan. It was effective, but it was so slow. That's just that is so not right. No, Michael, no. No, Michael, no. That is so not right. And sadly, to anyone who disagrees with disagrees with how Kajoko's had that start, it's a motor race. We went motor racing. As CMCRN has somehow spinaled up at the top of Sector 1. He's slightly down the pecking order here. I mean, our legendary goat has regained some of that time onto Kajoko. Mr. McCann is 5 tenths behind Kingdom here, as we've got E-Bird looking on the back of Gordon, with Tsunami coming in and possibly even crashing down onto the back of this horse very, very soon. Oh, that gap's just been completely demolished. Kajoko's perfect restart has turned into Kajoko's perfect nightmare, as Legendary Goat looking at the sister team here. The AlphaTauri being closed in by the Red Bull. And this is a ravenous dog pouncing upon its prey. And you are just ready to watch it. Look at them go. Kajoko goes to the centre. To the right goes Legendary Goat. He's going to cut back. Kajoko able to defend the inside. They will be fine throughout this S section here. It's quick and tidy. Kajoko can make a small mistake and be fine. Have it into this long braking zone. We will expect a dive bomb. Legendary Goat gets it up the inside. Kajoko will have the inside line. This is going to be tight, and Kajoko will take the inside line through onto the DRS section. As we can expect, no DRS just yet. But Legendary Goat will not be deterred. It's going to be tight. Will there be another dive in? No, there will not. Kajoko under a lot of pressure by the Red Bull. Going slightly wide. Legendary Goat keeping it nice and tidy now, though, just behind. And we can see the McLaren even further behind, not part of this fight. Legendary Goat will take the outside, and Kajoko forced to the inside. They've touched, there's a little bit of contact, but they're going to fight side by side onto the back straight now. Who has the better straight line speed? It is the Red Bull, and the Red Bull may just keep it. Legendary Goat quicker onto the brakes. But down the inside goes Kajoko. That's what we love to see. The McLaren just behind as well, now going to get involved in this fight. Kajoko, DRS wide open. Will there be a move up the inside? He's going for it. He's lunged it. Oh, and that's contact. And even contact on with the McLaren. Kajoko defending hard. But no longer. Raleigh is P2 with a penalty. Kajoko made the contact. Kajoko is down. Rothen's now P3. I don't even know how he's P3. And how Keown isn't in front of him, but Rothen's is P3. And Rothen's is making the move as well. Look at him go. He's going to go for the cutback. He'll take the outside line. Round here, Raleigh up the inside on the auto spin. Has to go slower. And there won't be a dive up the inside. In fact, Raleigh has been beaten. As Kajoko's back on this fight. He's on the back of Raleigh. Will he dive it in here? And he was looking for it. And he's got it. He has got that move done. Raleigh has been overtaken. They're not fighting. Meanwhile, in front, Rothen's last season's dominant man. Not able to close in on Legendary Goat just yet. But he is there. Raleigh's got his position back. Kajoko now fighting Haggans. The Aston Martin putting in the effort. Haggans being Alonso here. And just dominating in this top 5 battle. Keown right behind them. And I'm sorry for the rest of the field. I've missed out many things, like for example Tsunami and Alte pissing. But that front battle was amazing as we see Kingdom and Mr. McCann here switching back and forth. And it looks like Kingdom will keep his position. He's back up and rising once more. DRS train here won't really accomplish much. But Kingdom and Mr. McCann once again fighting. Mr. McCann's the man with DRS. So he will be the one in a better position. Rothen's now up at the front. Ebert with a 5-second penalty. And Massa is out. That's another safety car. Medium runners, you pit now. Raleigh, Kajoko into the pits. Keown, stay out. Actually, Keown can pit as well. Keown onto the hards. Boom. That's his race done. But the two leaders are also pitting here. Raleigh into the pits. Kajoko, Haggans, Keown, a Twinkle. All the top 7 into the pits. Mr. McCann, 8th into the pits as well. Kajoko will hold him up. As he went so slow that he held up Kingdom. Gordon in slowly. Dan in. Ibo, Altan, Ebert with a drive-through penalty. Everyone into the pits. Apart from the last two. But man, somehow, even though he wasn't leading, Rothens is into the lead. I am extremely confused. Because I could have sworn Legendary Goat was in. But in fact, Legendary Goat did get held up. Thanks to all the people coming into the pits very quickly. He had to basically speed into that pits to confirm position. But he could not. Personally, I'd rather have taken the 5 seconds, sped into the pit lane. And, you know, kept my P1. But no, Rothen's back into the lead. And I hate to say it, this could be Rothen's domination. 18 laps, in fact 17 laps with safety car on these mediums. That's a possibility. I've on softs, not happening. CMCR staying on the same mediums, not happening. But Rothans can get away here. And this could be another show of dominance for this man. And Keown has just said, I didn't think of the Ferrari strategy. Rest in peace. And I'm telling Keown, the mediums can indeed go to the end. And all the drivers currently paused just to pretty much say, well done. And Ivo into the pits now. Haas not having a great day, as it seems. Will Ivo be changing his softs? Yes, he's on mediums. "17 laps left to go, second safety car already out. It'll probably be in this lap. But Rothans leads with Kajoko, then Keown. Keown on those mediums, on those hards though. That's going to be interesting. And time for a second to swig my drink. Oh, excuse me. Well, safety car is in this lap. There's a nice considerable gap here. Kajoko over 2 seconds back. He has just regained that time though. You can probably expect a much better start from Rothans here than we got from Kajoko, in my personal opinion. Not the biggest fan of the start, but you know, it is what it is. I expect Rothans just to go when he feels like it. He's taking it slow out the corner. And away he goes. Kajoko did notice it though, and he is going to be on that Alpine's tail. Meanwhile, Legendary Goat being an absolute goat. We can see the move in front of us. Oh, and Kajoko so deep in. CMCR getting a penalty. Kajoko now down to 4th. Keown up to P3. Legendary Goat back into P2. Rothans P1. Kajoko going side by side with a Twinkle. And the Twinkle went too deep, so he is now down to 5th. Gordon with a 5-place penalty for apparently exceeding track limits. In fact, his track limits seem to be Alta's spinning. There's always one. Meanwhile, a Twinkle though, up into P5. Good showing from him so far. Don't think I've actually seen a Twinkle race more than once, so I think even that time he was relatively low down the field. Haggenst and CMCR both getting overtaken there, as positions go back and forth. Just a teeny little bit. Legendary Goat staying a second behind though. Keown at 2.1 and not really gaining too much. Looks like we're going to have to go to that Haggenst CMCR fight to see what's actually going on. But Ivo just in front as well. CMCR will keep the position as the two Williams are fighting it out. Sadly, they've had good shows, the Williams, but they've just been unlucky. As a Tsunami, who I don't know why, but is on the soft. Ibo keeping the position there. As CMCR making the move back up the inside. Ibo having to cut the corner a little bit, not giving too much room. Gordon's through. Can he make the move again? Will it be number 2? Or is this going down the low? Yes, it is. And we'll go back to Raleigh here, who's just slowly trying to get back to a twinkle. Oh, in fact, the twinkle going very, very wide. Oh, and there's contact. There's contact, and that's forced Kingdom off. Kingdom now going to lose out in a position almost guaranteed as well. But here we go. Raleigh, oh no, Raleigh's losing it as well. And there goes Altan up into P7. Will his teammate let him through for P6? Will this be some spicy McLaren teamwork? Or can we expect them to have to fight out as well? Up the inside goes Altan. Raleigh is defending. Rothman's the fastest lap. Raleigh keeps it. Altan losing out to Kingdom. DRS activated. Kingdom with that pure Mercedes power. Can he get 2 McLarens in one? No, he will not. And in fact, he may not even get a McLaren at all. As fighting back is Altan, and Altan has become Zlatan because he just made a godly overtake round the outside. Oh dear. We will have puns for everyone in this community by the end of the week, season, I promise you. And if we don't, well, I don't know what will happen. But we've already got some for Tsunami, whose waves have stopped crashing. In fact, he is merely just a tide. A P13 tide, but he's still a tide. Mr. McCann, trying to go to Portugal. Clearly. Portugal's nowhere near Bahrain, but there's a joke there. I don't know if it's appropriate enough to actually say it. If you know, you know, and that may be a low blow. Meanwhile, Altan and Raleigh fighting each other now. Side by side, Altan will take the inside line. Will his teammate give enough room this time? Yes, he will. Altan will be much slower exit as you can expect from taking such an inside line. Raleigh with the speed. Will he keep it? No, he will not. They've both got DRS. But who is the best? Raleigh rolling round the outside, takes the position and will keep P6 for now. Mr. McCann and Haggans fighting rather interestingly though. They're going back and forth. At least we've been at it for quite a while today. And unfortunately no move came there. Meanwhile, will Altan look for the switchback? Yes, he will look for it. Will he make it? No, he won't. It's all about the better exits coming in to the very sharp turn. And that looks beautiful from Altan. There may be a double DRS train here, but Altan and Raleigh are making it look easy as they're catching a twinkle very, very quickly. Nonetheless, I don't really want Raleigh. Oh no, Raleigh lets him past. They both realised they were losing a twinkle. And now suddenly the two Mercedes of Kingdom and Dan are back in this fight. A McLaren v Mercedes battle. Rather than being McLaren Mercedes, it's just Mercedes on the back of a McLaren. Kingdom unable to get through the first time. Will he make it the second time? DRS on. Will there be a move? Sadly, I don't think so. You need a little bit more than just DRS to make a move. Didn't really get the slipstream too well, and in fact Raleigh was closer to his teammate than he was to Kingdom. Tsunami into the pits. Meanwhile, Legendary Goat has gained about 2/10 on Rothans, but it's not going to be enough. Keone dropping back by some distance. Kajoko as well, really dropping it. Meanwhile, Ultan has gained very, very closely to a Twinkle, whose slow speeds there really didn't help him. His teammate had to go slow as well, just to avoid any contact, which has allowed Kingdom in for this move. We're going to watch it from the perspective of Dan. Kingdom round the outside, he's gone wide. Dan's going to look up the inside of his teammate. Kingdom has to accept it. It's now Dan's turn. Dan, the absolute man. There's a battle now for P5. It's a small train, but it's one that's ever growing. And yes, it's a DRS train, but this is one that could be there for a while. As we see Ultan making the move up. And will he get it? Yes, he does. A Twinkle is down. Looked for the switchback. Couldn't make it. Raleigh too far back. As a Twinkle so slow through the exit there. Ultan's already got a 1.1 second advantage. And Raleigh's compromised entry there will leave him very vulnerable to Dan's potential attack down the back straight. And poor lines through the corners may make that attack even sooner. Dan looks for it, does not take it. Raleigh expects him to dive up the inside. Trey also 0.3 seconds behind Mr. McCann. There's a yellow in sector 3. That's not Rothans, that is Gordon, I do believe. But Dan closing in on the McLaren. Rothans with the fastest lap, and Gordon has retired into the pits. Here we go. Dan. Oh, Kingdom has Kingdom's lost something, but he's completely out of that fight now. As Mr. McCann and Haggard are basically on the back of him. I'm guessing he spun just a little bit. But Raleigh has got past the Twinkle. I honestly thought Dan would be the one getting past Raleigh. But a Twinkle very, very slow. The hard runners just not able to compete with the mediums. There's, which one was that? That was Tsunami, I believe. And a Twinkle forced into a mistake. Through goes Dan. Who else is on a battle? Sorry, I'm strolling a bit through, just trying to look for the fights here. But I think the next one will be Dan. 0.4 seconds behind Raleigh. Raleigh hasn't got his teammate as DRS support anymore. This is now the fight for P6. Raleigh on those mediums, sorry, on those hards, and the mediums will be quicker. They will be to about lap 24-25. In which points the hards will be the much better tyre. But even so, it will be too little too late by that point. And for example, Keone can't get back that 7.8 second gap. You know, that is just going to extend and extend. As we're seeing Dan close in on DRS, don't think he's going to get there. But in fact, he does, and he looks up the inside. They're going to go side by side. Dan will stay behind for the DRS. But only just, as you can see them coming through on your screens. Dan has got past. and it was a sensational move into the first few corners. Dan now up once more. Mr. McCann looking for Ultra. Fastest lap so far is Rotham's 1:32.2, but Legendary Goat also keeping up. Those two are the only two in the 1:32s. As for the rest of the grid, mainly in the 1:33s. 1:33.1 by Keown. As you can see, the medium is just so much better than those hards. Basically by the fastest laps. As the gap to the leader, well, most people are about 30 or so seconds behind. But you can see they're all in this big fight. 12th down to 6th really, all 30 seconds. As unfortunately, Ibo just losing it there. As he almost confirms P14 for himself. Now back up here, Rolly did get back past Dan, and I do apologise for missing it. The Twinkles now in this fight. Hagenst is as well. Kingdom back on it after kind of dipping out of it for a while. So the battle for P6 is an interesting one. Hagenst is somehow going the wrong way. Haggis NT, my apologies. I keep saying your name wrong. But Haggis not. Is Haggis not going the right way? And is Haggis not happy with the fact that he's just got a 10-second penalty for basically spinning and then coming back onto the track? Personally, I think that's unfair. And that will basically put him down another position when he doesn't deserve it. Here comes Dan though. 1/10 behind. That's an awful camera angle. So we'll watch it from a Twinkle's POV. As here Dan goes, looking left, looking right, looking out the inside, looking like Rolly could go wide. He's really getting forced to the corner of the track. There's contact. And the Twinkle's got the best seat in the house. And really, you don't want to be focusing on the battles, you want to be focusing on yourself though. As you can see, the little bit of DRS a Twinkle has, he's using ERS, sorry. As you can see, the cars behind trying to gain. Rolly has been taken though. Will he be taken by another man? A Twinkle going a little bit wide, possibly a bit too wide, and that's a compromised entry. And that compromised entry is allowing the Mercedes here of Kingdom up the inside. The camera angles keep changing. I don't like it. But Kingdom up to P8. A Twinkle down to P9. And as I've said already, these mediums are better than the hards by some distance. Rolle's already dropped 5 tenths. 6 tenths now. Just out of that alone, Mr. Ulte has had an incident. He's spun it. Possible contact, I don't know. But there's a yellow flag throughout Sector 2. As Kingdom only 4 tenths behind. And this could be what saves Mercedes here. Mercedes really looking to get back against McLaren. Putting Dan and Rolly between the two of them could be what they need if they want to fight McLaren this season. And it will be very, very tight actually at the top. Obviously, Kajoko and Mr. McCann are kind of in the same boat where they are above and below this big old fight, but Dan's been overtaken. Kingdom not able to get in there at the moment. Dan has been basically forced out there by Rolly. Hung and left to dry. 6 laps left to go. The hards may start to kick in properly now and be a tyre worth fighting on. And Tsunami is out. And that's a full safety car. Oh ho ho. That's a full safety car. Indeed. Where are the leaders? Where are thou leaders? CMCR is following closely behind. I don't know who's he behind. He's behind a Ferrari. That's Keown. Rothan's into the pits. Legendary Goat into the pits. Keown into the pits, surely. Into the pits. Into the pits. And Rothan's and Legendary Goat basically confirmed to be out 1 and 2 once again. Keown into the pits. Even if Kajoko stayed out, he won't be getting that back. But CMCR able to unlap himself, that's a very positive thing. But yep, Kajoko into the pits. Ultan into the pits. That's screwing Raleigh up quite a bit. Dan and Kingdom, though, also on that screwed up kind of train. Oh, Kingdom staying out. Okay. That's the development. That is a very interesting development. Kingdom staying out in P4. Kajoko onto the mediums. Softs. How have you not got any softs left? How are people not choosing softs in this situation? Kajoko, that's a massive mistake. That is a huge mistake. McLaren have been royally screwed here. Ivo's staying out, so he's in front of Raleigh, who's now P10. And somehow Dan has jumped Raleigh because of the fact that he hasn't had to double stack, and less people have came in after. So it's Rotham's P1, Legendary Goat P2, Keown P3, and back in with a chance to fight for it. Kingdom P4, Kajoko P5 on the mediums. I mean, Kingdom and Ivo, they might pit again. That's basically points down the drain for them. I think the only other man who should pit is CMCR. He's got a race. Excuse me. He's got a race that he can fight for now. So pitting is basically the best option he has. It'll keep the safety car for another lap, yes. But also, if he pits, he's on softs and he's on the same lap as everyone else. It's a win for him. Kingdom is going to pit. No, it's not. Oh. Kingdom's tyres will last. It's not that they won't. It's that they're just doing so crap compared to these softs. I'm telling you now, Kingdom will not finish top 5. And if he does, there will be a good 5, maybe even 6 second gap somewhere in front of him by people who have overtaken him. So either Keown is about to get a good 5-6 second gap on Kingdom, or Ultan possibly. I was thinking Kajoko, but he's in a better spot, but not that great of a spot. But Ultan, Kajoko, one of them will overtake. Sad to say Kingdom, but that is a very poor strategy decision. As eBird's also on the mediums, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why? Why do we do this? Just to suffer? Like, we've all put on mediums. Why? That when the commentator is very, very confused as to strategy decisions. I mean, I kind of expect it from Ferrari. Oh, I told you Kingdom's not finishing in the top 10. Top 5, sorry. I told you. I genuinely told you. Kingdom in P7 now. putting Kajoko back into P4. Safety car obviously staying out due to the fact that CMCR is quite a ways away. And eBird. CMCR can pit again. That's the best part for him. If he wanted to, but I don't think he will. He's had too many opportunities now to do it and then not, so yeah. I've on the other hand, 14 lap old mediums, that's fun. I think the two medium men. I don't understand you. I don't want to understand you. E-Bird's, yeah, he's having a good time. CMCR, just vibing in the race of his own. In fact, what lap time has he been setting? Let's just, so Rothan's, and let's just check Rothan's. So Rothan's is like, what, 132s? Yeah. Oh no, we don't want Andrew, he's out the race. Massa also out. CMCR. Oh, you're sitting 138, okay. I don't actually remember Tsunami going out the race. Oh, wait, no, that's what caused this safety car. Jordan retired in the pits. Massa caused the safety car. Tang caused the safety. I have no idea when Massa died, actually. He just did. Oh yeah, Andrew caused the first virtual. Tang caused the first. Massa caused the second. Gordon did it in the pits. And then Tsunami caused this one. The CMCR's back on it. Safety car in this lap. Rotham's is our third leader of the safety car. Or second. Who led the second one? I have no idea. It probably was Rotham's, actually. It was also like Rotham's dominance. But that could still come true. There'll be lap 27, 28 and 29. He's got basically a 3-lap race from a rolling start to win it. And he is going now. Legendary goes slow. Keown's got this. Keown. Oh my. That's a Red Bull just almost put himself in a wall. Keown up to P2. Kajoko trying to make it P3. And nope. Joe back in it. Kajoko fighting for P3 here. Him and Keown touch. And Kajoko up to P3. Haggis down positions. Or in fact up positions. Mr. McCann and him swap places. A Twinkle's P5 still. That's crazy. Albay. I can gain your name wrong as well. Can't see from back here. Is P8. That's a brilliant comeback from him. Dan in P9. I don't know how Dan's just so far back. E-Bird with a 3-second penalty. CMCR still at the back. Haggis looking for a move. Not going to happen. Kajoko's already been lost. All by Legendary Go, who's completely gone from Rothan's. It's the Rothan's win written all over it. But Keown looking for P2. Commentators curse on Kingdom, saying he's not getting top 5, and he is not. Rothan's with the fastest lap. There goes Kingdom. Down the order. It's a spin for him. The Mercedes man. Down to P13. And sorry to say I called it. Keown up into P3. Haggis man overtaking Dan the man. And Albay could be next. In fact, he is next. Haggis man going up the inside. That is beautiful. And Dan's going to make the move as well. Mercedes and Ferrari battling side by side. Sebastian Vettel, Lewis Hamilton, eat your heart out. That was back in the good old days when F1 was decent. And up the inside. Oh, that's a move. And we're going to watch it from Mr. McCann's POV. A drag race to the braking zone. The winner of the drag race was quite obvious, but the loser of all of that was Mr. McCann, who could do nothing to stop that incident. With 1 lap left to go as well, E-Bird for a 5-second penalty. E-Bird's race has just gone from bad to worse. Every man on the mediums has been proven wrong, and it is amazing to be right as a commentator. We can see a Twinkle 8, now 9 tenths behind. And he's not catching Altan. I mean, the only real fight on this track is between the penalties and who on earth is finishing P13. In fact, let's have a quick look at penalties, shall we? Oh, Haggins for 10 second, yeah. E-Bird for 11, oh no. Mr. McCann was 6, ah. CMCR is only getting so many positions just because of penalties. But Altan is closing on Kajoko. I don't think it's going to be a last minute overtake, but if no DRS out, there goes a wide Ube. So wide that he's actually rejoined halfway up the track. Crazy. And Sir Ivo has sadly... Oh no, that's Haggis as well. Haggis down positions as he moves down to P11. I want to congratulate Rothmans though, really quickly, as he comes over the line and takes P1, Legendary go P2, and Keoghan P3. But will the move happen? Nope, sadly not. Kajoko P4, Altan P5, and a Twinkle P6, which surprised me. Ube P7, out of nowhere. Role P8, Dan P9, Kingdom P10. And then, this is where the results get a bit muddled. No wing from Mr. McCann. That is stunning. How does CMCR get P14? There's like 5 penalties in front of him. What? All bay driver of the day? No. No. I mean, Ruffins has just dominated once more. A brilliant race for him. And honestly, that is your driver of the day worthy performance. Brilliant from him. He's... Well, from that first safety car, the softs didn't work out. Him and Keoghan went different ways with the strats. Keoghan finishing P3, but Ruffins from P14 to first, a 3-stopper, same as Keoghan. That is what it's all about. A Twinkle as well, a brilliant showing. But your final results are Ruffins, Legendary Go, Keoghan, Kajoko, Altan, a Twinkle, Ube, Role, Dan, Kingdom rounding off your top 10. Ibo, Haggis, Mr. McCann, CMCR, E-Bird, Tsunami, unfortunately being the first of the DNFs along with Gordon, Massat, Tan and Andrew. A bad day in the office for Williams, and in fact a not so great day in the office for Haas either. But a brilliant day if you're a Ferrari fan. A brilliant day for one of the Red Bulls and one of the Alpines. And for my driver of the day, it was between a Twinkle, and unfortunately it's not him. But in fact I'm going to give it to Rothmans, who after a season of dominance has pulled that out of the bag. That is brilliant, outstanding stuff. But anyway, I've been your host Lone Georgie. I will see you next week for round number 2. So take care, goodbye, good night, and remember, it's not over till you cross the checkered flag.